Hey guys, it is the Armchair Pundit here and welcome back. So this is episode 3 of Fifth and Last. This is going to be discussing round 4 as well as results from round 3. It's been a little while since I made one of these videos just because it's a bit of a lack of time. It's affected the other videos that I do too, but I am going to be back on the trail on this one, so it'll be very, very good. I always love making these videos. It's great. We're just going to start off with a bit of news, so we're going to have a look at round 3 results and the ladder, and then follow up by my round 4 predictions, and we'll see how we go. Okay, so let's get into the news of the week. Just a couple of stories from the world of the NRL. So let's have a look. First of all, Jason Taylor, West coach, got fired during the week. It's about time. I think he sort of outlived his stay by about 18 months, I think. He's just never going to get the results needed. There's been stories coming out that possibly sort of their big 4 players, call them that, I guess. You've got Mitchell Moses, Luke Brooks, Tedesco, and Aaron Woods, weren't willing to commit to a contract until they knew the story of Taylor and where he's going to go, if he's going to stay, if he's going to leave. Well, that's been cleared up now, so I wouldn't be surprised to see particularly Tedesco and Woods sign new contracts in the next couple of weeks. Mitchell Moses, Luke Brooks, for me, they've got potential, but they're not fulfilling it. It is not good enough to be world-class one week and worse at par the next. They've got to get some level of consistency, or they're never really going to crack that top grade. So we're still waiting for them to do that. I'm not sure. Mitchell Moses is, for me, more likely of the two to get there. I think there's just too much missing from Luke Brooks at the moment, but time will tell with those two guys. Moving up to Townsville, Jason Taumalolo has recently signed a big money contract at the Cowboys. I think it's a great signing. This is the sort of player that they'll build that team around after the sort of JT era. Taumalolo is going to be the main man up in Townsville, I think, and he's the sort of guy that can really build that team around. I think it's an excellent move. I think it's a sort of Daly Cherry Evans style contract pretty much for the rest of his career. So that'll be really good for them. Give him some stability going forward too, so that's excellent. Lastly, I just want to touch on the Tim Simona situation. Was at Wests, and everyone knows what he's done by now. He's bet on players to score against him, first try score. He's sold signed shirts that are meant to go to charities. He's kept the cash and that kind of stuff. And it's just morally it's pretty crap. And also, I don't understand what it takes for players to get life bans. I know we're all sort of for redemption, that kind of thing, but the minute it seems that someone's done something bad, it comes down to mental health issues and that kind of thing. And to be honest with you, fine, if you have a mental health problem, go and get yourself help and we'll see how we can go. But this is paramount to match fixing. And you look at cricketers, the Pakistani cricketers who did that in England, and they got jail time. For spot fixing, and they got jail time. And then someone got banned for life. Mohammed Amir got banned for 5 years. He's come back. Does Tim Simone deserve a place in the game? I don't know. I don't think so. It's a pretty despicable act, to be honest. He did. End of the day, he's fixed matches. So I don't think he deserves a place back in the NRL ever again. I think he's done and dusted, and I think he deserves that sort of punishment. Okay, guys, let's get into rounds 3 results. Okay, so let's brush through these fairly quickly. It's been best part of a week since they were done and played, and I'll sort of give the results, and then I'll go and I'll sort of say what I thought the scores were, the sort of result was going to be, even though I didn't make a video last week. So Storm Broncos 14-12 to the Storm. I had Storm winning this. Broncos, I'm not sure about them this year. I just don't know if they've got that quality. And I just don't know. The Storm, though, very, very hard team to beat, particularly at home, so that's not a surprise. Dogs beat the Warriors 24-12. I had the Dogs winning this. I thought it would be a bit closer than that. The Warriors, they're just nuts. What team's going to show up one week and the next? It's really hard to tip them. It's hard to tip their games because you've got no idea what team they're going to bring. So, yeah, Dogs. Titans, Eels, 26-14 to Titans. I actually had the Eels to win this game. Titans, they did well to come out of that with a win. They played well. Knights, Bunnies, 24-18 to the Bunnies. I had the Bunnies to win this, still be by more. I'm a Knights fan. I don't have any confidence, but they have really surprised me this year so far. They've actually played very, very well, and they've stuck it out for the full 80, which I didn't think they were going to do. So, yeah, fair play. Penrith against the Roosters, 14-12 to the Roosters. I had, looking at it, particularly pre-season, I would have sort of had Penrith to win this, particularly at home. Roosters obviously came out of a tight game. So, yeah, fair play to the Roosters. Did they right on that one? Cowboys, Sea Eagles. Again, I think I would have backed the Cowboys 9 times out of 10 to win this. They didn't. I know they had some injuries early on. Kalen Ponga went down with a knee injury. But to lose 38 at home to Sea Eagles during a bit of a transitional kind of year is not good. But you'd expect the Cowboys to bounce back in their next game. Raiders, Tigers, 46-6 to the Raiders. This was the final now in Jason Taylor's coffin. Yeah, part time. Raiders were going to win this all day long. West are a little bit like the Warriors, apart from having got as much quality as the Warriors. But you wouldn't be surprised to see the Tigers, win in the next game. But we have to wait and see. I don't know. And finally, Sharks got down by the Dragons, 16-10 at home. Again, I had Sharks, my preseason prediction, doing very well. Dragons, I thought they were going to come sort of bottom 3. Dragons are actually not doing too bad. Start of the year, I would have had Sharks to win this. Dragons came through to win. So, yeah, fair enough to them. That's good effort. Okay, and this leads us on to our ladder. So we're going to start from 9th going down to 16th. So you've also got the Broncos, Bulldogs in 10, Panthers 11, Knights in at 12, Sea Eagles 13, Titans 14, Warriors 15, Tigers 16. Now, obviously, only being 3 rounds in, it's going to change a lot. It's going to change a hell of a lot. A lot of teams on that, pretty much half the tables, have sort of got one win from their first 3. So, again, it's definitely going to change. And it's looking at the top 8. Raiders in at 8, Sharks in at 7, Cowboys in at 6, Rabbits in at 5, Eels in at 4, Dragons 3, Roosters 2nd, and Storm up at number 1. So obviously only the Storm and the Roosters are unbeaten so far this year. But again, given the fixtures this week, it is likely to change. I'm not sure how it's going to look after this because, first 5 or 6 rounds of the season, they can really go anywhere. Like, it's very, very difficult to predict these games early on in the year. Let's get on to the main event for this particular video, and that is the round 4 predictions. So I'm going to give the prediction. I'm not going to give what I think the score will be, but I'm going to give a team I think it's going to win, either 1 to 12 or 13 plus for those of you who are sort of on the betting side of things. So let's give this a go. Obviously, it says very hard to predict these early season rounds, but let's go. First of all, we've got the Rabbits against the Roosters. This, a couple of years ago, was the main game of the year, so one everyone looked forward to. Thought in 2014 would be the sort of grand final blockbuster. Now it's sort of dropped down a little bit in terms of prestige. Obviously, the Bunnies had a mixed start to the year. Roosters are unbeaten so far, but I'm going to give the Roosters, and I think they're going to go over 13 points on this one. They've been playing very, very well. The Bunnies are not really at the races at the moment. Yes, they've won 2, but they've not really been that convincing. They got smashed by the Tigers in round 1, who we all know are not going that well. Second up, we have got Penrith against the Knights. Obviously, Penrith came off the back of a loss to the Roosters, and the Knights came off the back of a tight one to the Bunnies. Being in Penrith, I think Penrith will win this. It'll be 1 to 12 points. It's going to be a fairly close game, I think. I'm swaying away from the Knights are going to get smashed every week now because they're actually showing some guts and determination. They've got a decent side. So, yeah, Penrith will win this, but I think it'll be fairly close. Next up, we've got the Broncos against the Raiders in Brisbane. This one, I would normally back the Broncos to win. The Raiders played extremely well against what was a very poor West team last week. I think the Raiders will win this. It will be 1 to 12 again. Again, fairly close. Not going to be a blowout. I think the Raiders, they just got a bit too much enthusiasm for the Broncos, I think. I think the Raiders will win this one. Next up, we've got Manly against the Bulldogs. Again, both these teams, on and off, every sort of mid-level team seems to be a bit hit and miss at the moment. It's very difficult to predict. Manly have actually played some pretty decent stuff. Dogs, not so much. It's in Manly. I think Manly will win it. Again, it'll be close. Again, 1 to 12. I don't think it'll be blowout again. But Manly will win. I think they just maybe got a bit too much for the Dogs. Dogs are not playing that well at the moment. Eels, Sharks at Parramatta. Again, this one, tough one to call. I didn't think it would be at the start of the year, but now the Sharks are not really playing that well. The Eels are starting to get their act together a little bit. They had that tough loss last week to the Titans. Didn't play that well last week. Sharks win this 1 to 12. I think it'll be a Sharks win. Titans, Cowboys in the Gold Coast. Titans again playing okay. Maybe you might think playing sort of above their station. In fact, they got to finals last year. they'd set that as a benchmark again this year, but if they don't quite make it, I don't think they'll be that disappointed, to be honest with you. The Cowboys are going to want to be at the finals. Played well up to last week, and then last week was just a bit of a disaster. I think they'll write that one off and forget about it and move on. They definitely need to as quick as they can. I've got the Cowboys to win this again, 1-12. I don't think it'll be a massive score again, but I think the Titans will push the Cowboys, but I think the Cowboys will get over the line. Next up, we got West against Storm. I believe this one is at Leichhardt Oval, so sort of the home of the Tigers, I guess you'd say. The Tigers have been really, really bad. Really bad. Defensively, they just have not been there. Attacking, you would have thought from the sort of players they've got, especially in that back line, attacking, no one will be able to stop them. But they've just been a bit bereft of ideas. They've got no punch in their back line. I feel for them. They got a new coach, but week one it's not get easy for the new coach. Week one they got the Storm, and the Storm are on a roll at the moment. I give you that. And you know what? I think the Storm are going to be 4 from 4 at the end of the weekend. 13 plus for the Storm. They're playing extremely well at the moment. Tigers are there for the taking. I think this is going to be a beating. I really do think this will be a beating. The only saving grace for the West is that it is at Leichhardt, and they generally play pretty well when they go there. But I don't see them stopping the Storm team. Last up, we've got the Dragons against the Warriors. Again, said at the start of the video, the Warriors, he's going to show up this week. I think Kieran Foran's playing his first game, so that will add some sort of level of stability. I just don't know. Any of you guys who know rugby union, who have watched the French teams of the 1980s, 1990s, early 2000s, will know what I mean. They are crazy. You just don't know who's going to show up. Is it the Warriors who are going to show up and play really well and it's going to click, or is it going to be the Warriors team who just don't seem to care and who just fling it about and just do whatever they want? I don't know, but they're going to have to play well to break down this Dragons team. The Dragons team is not necessarily the most blessed team in the world in terms of talent, but they seem to be working extremely hard for each other. Tyson Frizzell and Jack Bannon in the middle, who are two very good players, but the Warriors the Warriors man for man are better than the Dragons, but they're going to have to show that, and they're going to have to play better as a team. But I don't think they necessarily have that in them quite yet. Dragons, I think, will win this, and I think it'll be close because the Dragons don't score a lot of points, but they don't necessarily leak a lot either. So yeah, the Dragons will win this. It'll be again 1-12. So yeah, so there you have it, guys. Got my predictions. You agree with them, disagree with them, leave comments, guys. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.